and recognize those who have worked to provide us with the freedoms we have today. You may be wondering why there are events like parades or even today's ceremony on Memorial Day. But these events provide us with the opportunity to celebrate and to remember all those who have been a part of making this a wonderful country to live in. As I reflected on what Memorial Day meant to me, I began to think of all the things that I am grateful for. I'd like for you to take a moment to also think about these things that you are grateful for. In most cases, the things we are grateful for are available to us because of the sacrifice of others. I want to say thank you to those individuals who have made those sacrifices for all of us. Thank you for joining us today.
So I'm pleased that your school, Center School here, and your teachers have organized this assembly to honor our fallen heroes of the past. They died to protect your freedom, and we should never forget that. On Monday, just a few short days from now, our town of Stowe here will have its own sort of assembly when we start our parade, which will be starting in the parking lot. We used to start in this parking lot, now we'll start out this way on Hartley Road. And we'll hold ceremonies and wreath flames to honor those men and women who gave their all to protect the freedoms that we now enjoy. Not all towns in America take the time to do this. And someday, if you don't already, you'll realize just how special a town Stowe really is. In closing, I'd like to recite some words from President Ronald Reagan's Memorial Day address in 1982 at the Arlington National Cemetery near Washington, D.C. I have no illusions about what little I can add now to the silent testimony of those who gave their lives willingly for their country. Words are even more feeble on this Memorial Day, for the sight before us is that of a strong and good nation, that stands in silence and remembers those who loved and who, in return, loved their countrymen enough to die for them. Yet we must try to honor them, not for their sakes alone, but for ours. And if words cannot repay the debt we owe these men, surely with our actions, we must strive to keep faith with them and with the vision that led them to battle and to the final sacrifice. Thank you for having me. It's a privilege to speak with you today. We put on an awesome show.
And I hope that this particular holiday, they do come up in hordes with lots of bands and a lot of music and a lot of oom-pom-pah. And we certainly had it back then. And it was great. But I can recall many, many events that took place throughout my life. I can recall some of them very vividly to this very day. And I hope to continue to recall them and enjoy other Memorial Days in the future. So what I say to all, let's get out there, let's look at the happy side. I know we got some sad things, but we're going to solve those. But let's get there and get with it. You guys are the ones that are going to do it. Because guys like me are going in a different route. It's past our time. We've done all that we can do. And believe me, it was a great honor to serve in the United States Army and Air Force. And I served in many, many places. And I've had many, many experiences. My greatest, perhaps, was flying the Billy Mitchell bomber. That bomber was a 2-engine aircraft, fairly swift, carried a decent little bomb load, had some of them that even carried a 75mm cannon shooting out through the nose of the airplane. And every time we fired it, the airplane would almost stand still, in flight.
This is the heartbeat.